Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Red Dead Online standalone version, as well as the first details on the Bounty Hunters expansion DLC. Going into the first paragraph, as shown earlier, it will be releasing December 1st, 2020 for the standalone version of Red Dead Online, and it will be available on the PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store, as well as Rockstar Games Launcher, Epic's Game Store, and Steam. And then going into the next paragraph there, it's just stating something about being able to play the new contents and stuff. And then pretty much all the other paragraphs, besides for the last two, aren't really all that useful, just stating stuff like the content that's been in the game. Going into the second to last paragraph here, on the aforementioned stores, there will be an introductory offer of $4.99, which is 75% off the regular price, which means that the regular price of it will apparently be $20, and that will go until February 15th, 2021. So that's 2 months and 2 weeks exactly, I'm pretty sure. So definitely the time to get it. That's definitely when it's going to be most worth it, no doubt. Not that it's really all that worth it in the first place, in my opinion. Might as well just get the full regular game on a discount. Not to mention there's discounts on it right now as this newswire was made. Not to mention. And then obviously PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold are required to play the console versions of the game at least. And then it will be playable for backward compatibility, of course, for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series hardware. Going into the last little paragraph there for the standalone Red Dead Online section, the new standalone version will require up to 123 gigabytes of disk space, and also include the option to get the story mode separately. So it says required up to, so I don't know if you're forced to download the story mode portions of it, even if you don't have it available for purchase, if you haven't purchased it, or if it only gets a certain amount of it if you do purchase it. From what I heard, it sounds like you are going to have to download the story mode of it, even if you don't actually get the story mode. So again, not really worth getting it through this method. I'm just waiting to get the game on a sale, physically or something. So I really honestly don't see too much point of this version of the game for sure. Finally, going into the Bounty Hunters role expansion section of the Rockstar Newswire, I really only found the first paragraph to really be all that informative, to be honest. And one very interesting thing in the second one, besides for that, there's not really that much details, personally, in my opinion. But yeah, looking at the image, I don't really seem to notice much of anything that's significant. I would imagine those two weapons are pretty much ones that's already in the game, of course. But yeah, first major thing it says on the first paragraph is it's enhanced with new criminals to track down, which isn't really that huge. It could easily just be through the existing system in the game with the bounty hunter role and how it works, where you go to the bounty board and it's a bunch of random free mode criminals. Yeah, maybe it's new styles of missions, but I really think they need to change it up to something more than just a reskin of stranger missions, because honestly I feel the bounty missions are basically just reskinned stranger missions with the gold payouts and stuff like that. It's kind of similar in that regard as well. And then yeah, it talks about prestigious level equipment. So it seems they're gaining a 5th role level, similar to novice, promising, established, and whatever else. So there seems to be a 5th skill level or whatever for the role coming out. And then of course there's going to be skills, which doesn't require the use of role tokens. I'm pretty sure that's the parts that's on the top of the role screens for the role unlocks. So hopefully those, for the most part, are pretty useful for general free mode, not just the actual role itself. And yeah, there's going to be 10 more bounty hunter ranks, so this would be the first roll to go from 20 to 30. So that would be pretty interesting. But who knows how much of the like unlocks are going to be like purely cosmetic, because already with like 15 to 20, the most like non-cosmetic unlock is pretty much like the top tier version of like horses in the game. So I really hope they do a really good job, of course, with like the unlocks you can do with the role tokens and all. And yeah, there's also going to be new legendary bounties. And a suggestion I have with the legendary bounties is they should kind of do what they did with the legendary animals. Have certain ones for the existing like way they do them with like the bounty board, where you press square for like the legendary bounties on like the bounty board, of course, and then you select the different ones. And also, it would be pretty interesting to have like free mode legendary bounties as well, similar to the previous update, where the current one being a naturalist DLC, where there's like some free like sighting missions and then certain ones for free mode during certain times. It just give more of an incentive, obviously, to go into the free mode in different like locations and stuff. So I'm sure they could do that, which would be pretty cool. That'd be a very great way to have good drip feed in the game, because the legendary animals, in my opinion, are already pretty good drip feed, so hopefully we'll keep the update alive. Especially because it feels like it's going to be a small one, which I'll get into later. But yeah, that's what I would hope for with the legendary bounties, which I feel those are almost perfect as they are already. So I wouldn't mind them all still be on the bounty board, but having some free mode ones could be nice. And yeah, 100 rank Outlaw Pass. Last major Outlaw Pass was 80, and then Halloween Outlaw Pass was 20. So it kind of gives a suggestion that there's not going to be like an extra Outlaw Pass this time around. So it's probably going to have to wait till the next DLC for Outlaw Pass number 4, I believe it would be. And yes, it's also releasing December 1st. I don't really necessarily think it mentions that specifically, but it's very apparent that it is. And then, yeah. Last thing I really want to mention is in the second paragraph that says next week's big update. I don't know about that. If we're comparing it to the Cayo Perico heist, it definitely does not sound like a big update at all, since that's finally going to be bringing like a map expansion in the game and whatnot, and that game is like 7 years old already. This one's almost 2 years old, and we're just getting a bounty hunter role expansion. Like, perhaps we're going to get more, and this is just like the initial bit of details, but really, like, these details, being the first ones, doesn't really give the suggestion that it's going to be a big update, unless they're going to like vastly change like the mission structure, as I mentioned, because right now they're basically like reskinned stranger missions for the most part, in a sense. So yeah, if this is going to be big at all, they definitely need to work on the structure of the missions and stuff, I feel. But yeah, definitely very curious to see how it turns out, of course, once it's finally released and all. But yeah, that's pretty much all the like important stuff I was able to gather in that section. So yeah, that's finally going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed.